Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Happy Wednesday. Here we are in our third day in ICU. And this is an amazing ICU because we know this is a healthy place to be, where we find hope and healing in the midst of a world epidemic. We are still understanding one thing, that God is still king of the jungle. And we are lions in that jungle. And lions have courage. And regardless of what happens, you know the song, I think it was by the Osmond brothers. And they said, one bad apple don't ruin the whole bunch. So one monkey don't stop no show, right? So the show must go on, even if it's going on from home. And so I'm honored that you've joined me here on A Safe Place to Gather, our virtual workshop and journey. So welcome.
Hey,
Hey,
RJ.
RJ.
If this is your
Hello.
first time, we welcome you. If you've been here before, we welcome you. If you missed the day, we welcome you. We're just honored that you're here. All right, you're looking good, you're sounding good as well. Glad you're here. Welcome. Let's just jump right in again. This is our third day here today together, and I'm so blessed by your beauty and you rocking it with your awesomeness. Let's talk about, just quickly, let me just give you a quick review of what we've been talking about as we are in the ICU to find health, healing, and hope for a time such as this. On day one, Monday, we talked about a demand on the body. And what is a demand on the body? We all know it as stress. What do we do with that? We talked about that on Monday. So if you missed it, you can go back and check it out on asafeplacetogether.com. You'll find the review there as well as the recording and your prescription for the day. On yesterday, Tuesday, we just had a ball laughing and talking and sharing and finding hope for our list. You know the list that we talked about, that long list of things to do that never seems to get shorter, but that just continues for some reason to get longer and longer. So yesterday we talked about the list and how to survive life as we know it at home right now with the list and what to do. One of the things I want to remind you that I shared with you is not to add anything new to your list, but to finish strong, to look at your list and say, what can I accomplish today or this week? And so we set goals. You set individual goals of what you're going to accomplish this week already on your list. And I want to remind you, I believe in you and I'm rooting for you too. So if you missed yesterday, that's okay. Catch the recording, get your prescription at asafeplacetogether.com. Love to have you there. Now, today, we're going to talk about something that's very important that we as women, when it comes to personal development, seem to miss on a day-to-day basis. During this time of stay at home and this time of change and this time of different season where we're in a place that we're doing things we're not used to, we're having situations in our home that we aren't used to on a daily basis. As caregivers, it's important for us as women to take care of ourselves. And for some reason, we don't do that too well. On that report card, we kind of get a U because we're doing everything else for everybody else. When I was in school back in the day, like a couple of years ago, they gave out grades like S and U. S means satisfactory. Anybody thumbs up if you had those kind of grades in your life before? Yes? All right, we got some Gen Xers and some baby boomers on here. So we gave out S for satisfactory and U for unsatisfactory. But today we're grading ourselves with the letter U, not for unsatisfactory, but for you. Oh, what can I do for you? And what can I do for you? And what can I do for you? And what can I do for you? But we never say, what can I do for me so that I can better do something for you? Self-care is so important. It's taking care of ourselves. We cannot pour from an empty cup, and we cannot give what we do not have. And so the word for today is not one of those $25 words. It's not one of those branding words. It's not one of those trend words. It's a word for life. Self-care. That's the word of the day. It's not just a word to write in the chat. It's a word to write in your heart. Self-care. So let's talk about self-care. What is self-care? It's a word we hear all the time. So do me a favor. In the chat, once again, write down, what do you think, in your own words, what is self-care? Awesome. I see some of the comments coming in. Caring for oneself. Someone said putting yourself first from the time to time. Someone said taking care of you. And self-care is a mental and physical, spiritual, not necessarily in that order, but to be uncluttered. Self-care is a commitment to preserve or improve one's health, whether that's mentally, physically, or spiritually. It's improving your health or preserving your health. And there are certainly ways in which we can preserve and improve our health. One thing that the Bible tells us is that we live long when we obey our parents. Anybody ever read that scripture? Thumbs up if you've ever read that scripture. You live long, and I'm paraphrasing it, but you live a long life when you obey your parents. There are things that we could do naturally and spiritually to care for ourselves. And it's always first natural and then spiritually. Although spiritually is our foundation, we have to do things naturally as well. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that we neglect to do, that we don't do to take care of ourselves. Some of the things we can do to take care of ourselves, because it's really important that we take care of ourselves. If we can't take care of other people if we don't take care of ourselves. And sometimes we're going. We feel like, well, I don't have time to take care of myself. Or I got to do this. I got to take care of my kids. And how many of you are feeling now, just with a thumbs up, that it's really an important time for you to take care of your family? Like, you're just going all out to make sure your family is safe and cared for right now. Like, this is so important. Thumbs up if that's you. If you put your thumb up, whether I can see you or not, I want you to know the only way you can care for them is to care for yourself. Because here's what happens when we don't care for ourselves. We get short-tempered, we get irritated, aggravated, and don't let us be having hot flashes or a cycle, because, oh my gosh, life is over for somebody close to us, right? We're going to bite their head off, and it's not going to taste like ice cream. So then after we finish biting their head off, we're going to spit them out. And then after we spit them out, we're going to say, oh, you don't belong on the floor. We're going to pick them up and knock them down some more. Why? Because we're frustrated. We don't have the energy to love people the way they deserve to be loved. And you know how people deserve to be loved? Grace. Grace is how people deserve to be loved. Grace means they don't deserve it per se, but we're going to give it to them anyway. And the only way we can do that, I promise you, we have got to, without a doubt, take care of ourselves. So today I want to just quickly, with the time that we have, give you some tips on how we can take care of ourselves. And then we're going to break up again into small groups and have a quick chat. And I do want to invite you to take notes. But if you don't have paper, write what we're sharing on your heart today. Because everywhere you go, there you are. versus that paper. You may put it down and not pick it up again until tomorrow. But if you take to heart what I'm sharing with you, and you don't have to take everything, it's not about taking everything. It's about taking the one thing that resonates with you, an aha moment that you say, okay, I'm going for it. I'm going to do this right now, and I'm going to work on it. So let me talk about self care one more time and share with you what it is. Self care is a practice. What does that mean? A practice. It means you have to consistently be doing it, or trying it consistently. It means you're not going to get it the first time. It means you can't do it one time and that's enough. It means you can't do it here and there. You got to practice. You know what? The NBA, on or off season, do you know what they're doing? They're practicing. Just because we don't see them on the TV playing the game doesn't mean they're not practicing. You know what happened to Michael Jordan? He went, tried out for the team, and they was like, dude, are you kidding me? Get out of here. Go somewhere. You're not good enough. And you know what he did? Self-care. He cared for himself enough to say, I'm going to go practice because this is what I want. This is what I deserve. This is what I was born to do. I'm going to go practice. And he went and practiced every day, consistently. And now what do they call him? The GOAT, the greatest of all times. Why? Because he practiced. Imagine for just a moment you would take that same concept and apply it to yourself and practice. Now, here's a great thing about self care. At the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about how and what you can do to build the kingdom, to care for others, to love on others. It's not about us. And so that's where we fail to believe that self care is important because we think we're being selfish. And we think, well, I can't do this for me because I have to do this for them. But when we take care of ourselves, we are doing it for them. We're being we're treating ourselves good so we can treat other people good. Why? Because how you feel is how you're going to treat other people. When we feel good, we treat other people good. But when we feel bad, what do? I shared with you. We treat other people bad. 5 things I want to share with you today on self-care. Simple steps that you can take at a time like this to care for yourself. They're in no particular order, so I'm not saying any of them are more important than the other. They're all important. This is lunch, learn, and laugh. So I will definitely be making you laugh before we leave. Don't worry. But right now, let's talk about lunch because that's my number one tip. How important it is to take care of yourself, self-care, practicing preserving your health by eating healthy. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to eat. I'm here to tell you how important it is to eat and to eat healthy. So whether you eat meat or you don't, you do dairy or you don't, that's your choice. I do know that statistics show that dairy is no longer one of the 5 important plate holders. They've taken it off because now they realize it's not helping us. And so I am going to share with you in the things that I share my perception, but it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It just simply means this is something to consider. So since it is lunchtime, today I have my lunch with me. And so what I want to do is share quickly my lunch. Now, I told you the other day, small plates, and small plates for a reason. Because if you're like me, you got that big plate going on, and guess what? You're going to fill it up and you want to put more on it, right? So small plates. So today I have, because I'm vegan, I have a vegan meal. Any idea what you think I'm eating? Beyond Meat. Okay, awesome. Hot dog. All right, awesome. looks like a carrot on a piece of bread. A carrot? That's exactly what it is, a carrot. However, who is it? Victoria is right as well. It is a hot dog, but it's made of carrot. So I grilled it, barbecued it, and it tastes just like a hot dog, but it is made of carrot. I had a friend over the other day as I was making it, and she was like, "Well, what's it gonna taste like? How are you doing that?" And I said, "Well, you'll see." And I gave it to her and put the ketchup on it and everything. She was like, "Oh my gosh, if I didn't see you make this, I would really believe this was a hot dog." Um, Food, as we take care of ourselves, is really about a taste to the palate. It's about what tastes good to us. So it's not necessarily what it's made of, it's the taste that we're after, it's the flavoring that we're after. And that's why the industry knows if they add salt and sugar, they got you addicted because that's what your body wants and will crave because they're addictive ingredients. So I want to encourage you today to do some research on your own. Research what you're eating. This is personal development. This is taking care of ourselves, eating healthy. Because if we eat junk food, what does it do to our body and what is it doing to our brain? And what is it doing to us spiritually? Right? And making us lethargic. We don't want to do anything. We can't hardly move. We don't want to live like that. It's also important that you hydrate yourself. 2 days ago was National Chia Day, and RJ is a chia girl. I put chia seeds in everything, in all of my drinks, in my water, in my oatmeal, in my salad. I love me some chia. It's part of my protein as well as my iron that helps me get the nutritions that I need. When we get the nutritions that are right, we actually eat less because we're full. When we eat carbs and sugary things, we are only full for a moment, and our brain is saying, "Hey, you haven't fed me," and it wants more and more and more. So it's important, number one, to eat healthy. Number two, it's important to learn to say no, and it's important to learn to say yes. When to say no and when to say yes. So let's talk about when do we say no. Remember that long list we talked about yesterday? And everything has to go up to purpose. If when you're saying yes doesn't lead you to purpose, then you might want to reconsider that yes. Okay? A lot of times we say yes because we feel guilty. If we say no, we feel bad. We feel like if we don't say yes, the person won't know what to do or how to do it, or we gotta help them. No, you don't. God sent his son to be the savior. He didn't send any of us. We are not the saviors of the world. And a lot of times when we tell people yes, we're filling in the gap for them and keeping them from pressing into God. We're keeping them from trusting God and going to God in the direction God wants them to go because we interrupt the flow. And we jump in, "I'll save you, I'll do it, I'll help you. Yes, girl, what you need?" And God is saying, "I need you to sit down somewhere. That's what I need. Because you all up in the mix, you in the way." You know, it's like the ladies that was in the grocery store and they saw their friends, and she had become the new chairperson of the women's group, and they weren't happy about it. So they met her over where the fruits and vegetables were, and they was like, "Well, how you doing, sister so and so? Good to see you today. God bless you. You know, we just want you to know we understand you were chosen to be the chairperson of the committee, and that's all good and everything, but we just want to encourage you, don't come in here with no ideals that's all new and everything, because we know what we're doing and what we've done has worked because we have been in this way for 40 years." And Sister Jones, anybody on her name Jones? No? Okay, good. Sister Jones just said, "I understand, and God bless you, sisters. I just want you to know you haven't been in this way, you've been in the way. It's time for you to move. God's called me now. Bye, Felicia." So we got to know when to say no, that we're not the saviors and we don't have to be everybody's answer. We don't always have to be the answer. And we have to know when to say yes. Sometimes out of fear, we say no when we should be saying yes. God is testing us and pushing us and molding us and shaping us and attenuating us, right? Stretching us. That's atteno in the Greek, stretching us. God is stretching us. And you know what we do? We're like, no, I would help you, but girl, I can't. I can't go. Yeah, nah, sorry. And God is like, really? Like, I've equipped you, I've called you, I've given you everything you need. Are you really saying no right now? Okay, girl, that's cool. Let me know when you're ready. We got to know when to say no, and we have to know when to say yes. And the best way to know is ask the creator of the universe. Like, Lord, what would you have me to do? Before you just blurt out something. Lord, do you want me to? And, you know, we have this cliche, let me pray about it. You don't have to say all that. Just say, let me get back to you. And then go pray about it. You don't have to announce your Christianity or your belief to people. Just live it. Because when we live it, people will see it. We ain't got to tell them about it. Oh, well, let me pray about it. I usually pray 40 days and 40 nights, so I'll get back to you. Oh, you needed that tomorrow? Oh, sorry, I can't. Really? Just say, let me get back to you. And be mindful, because if they need it today, and if God is calling you to say yes, he's going to give you an answer today. So don't come back tomorrow talking about, well, I still don't know. Well, you're not talking to God, and you're not listening. Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. All right, let me move on to number 3. So it's important to know when to say yes and when to say no. We're talking about self-care, preserving and maintaining a healthy wellness for us so that we can give our life away to people who are dying to live. And let me tell you, that has nothing to do with the coronavirus. That has to do with the hole in people's heart. And we've been called to fill in the gap and help direct them to where they need to go in order to get hope and healing and possibility, especially for a time like this. Number 4, it's important that we as women especially take time out. Sit down, be still, and know that I am God. Not me, him. But a lot of times we think busy is the way to go. I just got to keep busy. I've heard so many people say that these days. I just got to keep busy or I'm just going to lose my mind, can't go out the house. Well, how about you just be still? How about you get in your word? How about you worship? How about you just do nothing? Like, take time out and do nothing. All right, let's practice this do nothing thing right now. We're going to practice a be still moment right now. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be difficult, but it's possible. But we've been trained by our culture to do. That's what I say about doing, do, right? It's not about doing, it's about being. And too often we're busy doing that we're not being. And so we don't want to be doers. We want to be human beings, not human doers. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that's making sense to you. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes. When I say go, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you, open your eyes when you feel 2 minutes are up. So eyes closed, everybody. Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. Wow.
Went to sleep.
All right. For some of you, you opened your eyes a little early. For some of you, you are like nodding, about to fall out your chair. Others of you, you're like, oh, it's nap time. Okay, let me get a 20 minutes quick nap.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we're tired. The first time we sit down and be still, we can't do nothing else. When you lay down and you put your head on the pillow and you just instantly go to sleep, it means you've had a full day. So for those of you who opened your eyes early or late, or you didn't open your eyes to the sound of my voice, what would you say? What do you think? How are you doing in terms of being still? Anybody need some practice with that? Thumbs up if that's you. We have to see it as important in order for it to be something we practice. Number 4 is to take time out, just to enjoy the moment. Like, be present. Don't be so in a hurry. You're on the next thing when you haven't finished the first thing in front of you. And that's kind of what we talked about on yesterday. So if you're talking to your children, be present. If you're watching a movie, don't be worried about the dishes in the sink. Watch the movie. Be present. If you're playing a game with your kids, be present. Don't be talking about in the middle of going around the trouble board. Oh, I got trouble. I got to make sure I go do this when I'm done. No. Be present. Live in the moment. Enjoy the journey. That's a very important part of self-care. Relax. And during this time of being in the house, self-care, you're probably going to go, what, RJ? Get dressed. That's a part of self-care right now. Get dressed. Get dressed as if you're going to an important meeting. Get dressed. Don't just get up and walk around the house all day with your pajamas or your house clothes on. And why is that important? Because how we feel is how we will act. So if you feel like, oh, just lounging around, guess what you're going to do all day? Lounge around. And at 7 o'clock, you're going to go, it's 7 o'clock? Oh my gosh, what did I do today? I didn't do nothing. Or, oh my goodness, like, wow, what happened? Where'd the time go? Get dressed. So when you're dressed, you feel good. When you feel good, you treat other people good. And when you treat other people good, they feel good. And when they feel good, they treat other people good. So let me just throw it in there really quick. Hey, guess what? Your homework assignment is tomorrow. Come dressed. I'm not saying you got to have on a ballroom gown, but I'm just saying come dressed as if we were going to have a conference and you were coming to the conference in person. Come dressed. What's something that you know you can practice, you're willing to commit to practicing, to taking care of yourself? Here's the key: on a consistent basis. Consistency means once a week, once a day, once every 2 weeks. It doesn't mean once a year. Consistent, right? Just like you consistently brush your teeth every day. You hopefully you do, don't you? Okay, never mind. That ain't none of my business. Okay, we're gonna take 4 minutes. I'll see you back in 4 minutes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. As our time is ending, there's one more tip I want to share with you for self-care, and it's to make sure you're moving. Make sure you get your physical activity in. For me, I've been in the house, I think, 2 weeks now? I think before they mandated us, I was in the house anyway. But I walk around my house and I'm committed every day to getting at least 10,000 steps in. And some days I do fantastic, some days I do great, some days I say, let me try again tomorrow. I'm walking, I'm moving. I'm committed. Whatever it is you said you're going to commit to, stay committed to moving. And moving is so important. What I want to do right now is I want to invite you to move because it's important. Get up, girls. Come on. Get up. Show it. Let's go. Let's get it. What? Get it, Wanda. Get it, girls. Somebody scream. Louder. Yeah.
Hey. To the right. To the right.
Get it, Victoria. Work it, Tiffany. I see you, girl.
To the left, to the left, to the left.
Yeah.
Yay.
Work it, Wanda. Work it, work it, work it, work it, girl. All right. I hear you, girl. We did that, ladies. Self-care. Keep moving. Because the more you move, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the better we can help other people feel. Can't drink from an empty cup. You have to have something in your cup to pour into other people. So I want to invite you to do that. I've shared with you some tips today. Add your own tip, but whatever you do, commit to taking care of you. So the word of the day is together.
Let's stay together.
Yes, girl.
Loving you forever.
Ever. Come on, ladies. Whether times are good or bad, happy or sad.
Come on.
Yes. Is why we gather, to encourage one another. And it's the small things we can do to make a big difference. One word, one person, one song got you all smiling and singing. Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. I'm going to say blessings to all of you. Thank you so very much for journeying with us. It's not too late. It's not too late to tell somebody we're going to be here tomorrow, Thursday. Share. Oh, don't forget your homework.
I am. My kids are on me about that. I am.
Bye for now.